The construction industry, well, that's taking a bit of a tumble. That's my background. I used to work in construction, used to build houses and extensions and stuff like that. And one builder's merchant I used to use, well, quite a lot actually, was in Norwich, and that was Travis Perkins. Well, unfortunately, Travis Perkins is closing 19 of its branches. There's a loss of about 400 jobs. But it's more complicated than that. Before I get into it, don't forget boot the old like button, and there will be a secret word at the end of this video. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and links down below in the description. Yes, Travis Perkins is, well, firing 400 members of staff because they're closing 19 branches. Well, they're also the owner of Tool Station, you know, well, like Screwfix type place, you know. And as a result, back in 2020, around 165 branches were closed, a loss of about 2,500 jobs. There's a trend going on here, you see. And some will argue it's all to do with the pandemic. Also, there's inflation. And the outlook isn't looking good for house builders in general. There's definitely a downturn in construction. Well, house prices, for instance, is a sign. House prices were at around 15% growth every year, and now they're at 1% growth. Well, actually under that, it's about 0.5% actually. But anyway, that was for January, I think. And it's not looking good. The reasons for that are varied. Obviously, you've got the increase in interest rates, making it much, much harder for people to be able to, well, get a mortgage. And we've got 1.5 million people having to renew their fixed-term mortgages this year. They're going to get a shock. You know, because obviously when they took their mortgages out on a fixed term, the rate was much lower. Now it's much higher, at 4% minimum. So it's base rate. But it's not just that. You know, when we have any kind of difficulty in getting materials, such as Travis Perkins and Tool Station and various other places shutting up shop, makes it harder to get stuff. And what that does is it pushes up the price of everything. You see, competition gets squeezed, you know. You probably notice it if you find, I don't know, builders merchants or something like that, or a DIY in a little town somewhere and there's nothing else available, their prices are not going to be particularly lean. No, they're going to be much higher than they are in, say, a city where you might have options. So, if we deplete our options, the cost of everything goes up. But for the United Kingdom, well, you shot yourself in the foot with Brexit as well. Now, Brexit really is not helping the cost, material inflation. Now, we saw that surge, didn't we, in the cost of materials in the United Kingdom. I think they're settled down a little bit now, where it's like 300 or 400% increase on plywood and MDF board. I think the average increase was around 20-25% across all materials, regarding construction materials, that is. But we've got the same problem regarding construction industry as you have regarding getting veg on your supermarket shelves, such as the tomatoes and the cucumbers. Don't worry, you can eat a turnip. Don't worry, turnips, lovely. As long as you cook them right. You want a nave tarte for that. That's what you want to get. What you need to bake. If you can get hold of the turnips, because apparently they're sold out as well now. Anyway, that's another story. But my point is, the reason why you're not getting your food on your shelves in your supermarkets is because obviously there's these weather issues and what have you. But it creates a shortage of supply. But obviously the suppliers say, okay, who are we going to supply to? We'll supply to the people who are closer, and that happens to be the EU. And also we'll supply to the people who are paying more money. Oh, that happens to be the EU. Yes, we pay more for our veg than you do in the United Kingdom. So it creates a shortage of supply. And there was already a shortage of supply of cement-based products. Because cement works, because of environmental reasons, because they're breaching the agreements of their licence. I think it was in Switzerland or Finland or something like that. I think it was Switzerland. One of the cement plants were closed down. But equally, we have to remember that many of the products used in construction come from the EU. They don't come from further abroad because they're heavy products. You might get bit stuff from further afield, but you're not going to get cement from Australia, for instance. It just costs too much to transport, and the whole thing is, go through the roof, and also has to be stored in environments that aren't particularly damp, such as on container ships, which are. Now, as a result, your timber, your bricks, cement, various plasters, a lot of them are produced, in the EU. Maybe not your gypsum and stuff like that, but a lot of it's produced in the EU. So we're scuppered ourselves on that when regarding exporting to the UK because of Brexit. Obviously, everything has gone up in price because of Brexit anyway, because obviously they lied to us regarding that. Although I wasn't fooled because I didn't put that cross in that wrong box. No, I did not. I'm not that bloomin' gullible. When I see some toff telling me that we'd be better out of the European Union, out of the United Kingdom, well, the EU is out of the EU. I think there's something seriously wrong here. What have you got to gain? And then you hear, he's got Somerset capital investments. You see, he's made 5 million here and 5 million there. As a result of Brexit. These people are just feathering their own nest, and as a result, companies such as Travis Perkins, etc., well, they're struggling because the people are struggling. It has a knock-on effect. When anything in any kind of commercial sector, such as supply of goods or construction materials, whenever there's a hit there, it's because the people have been hit. And people cannot afford to buy homes. For various reasons. Obviously, the interest rates have gone up. But if they have managed to save enough money for a deposit to buy a home, and they plan to buy a home, just ain't got round to it, they just got hit with the energy crisis. So those who are renting, who were planning to buy, well, now they probably can't afford to because they probably spent a deposit on energy and the cost of living and what have you. So they've got to either start all over again or, they've got to top it up again. So it creates a knock-on effect. The whole thing is a cycle. And those at the bottom, such as us, plebs, we're the ones who suffer. As a result of everything that these people up the top financially, obviously not moral standing, but those at the top, are just benefiting. It's a trickle-up economy. And the secret word of today is Bob the Builder, and he'll fix it. One or the other, or maybe you could do some other kind of post-apocalyptic construction. How can we mix that into? I don't know anyway. So that's the secret word of today. It's actually 3 words, Bob the Builder. Or here you will fix it. Anyway, if you want to support us, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and the links are down below. But also, we're planting trees. We're planting 1,000 trees or 2 hectare land, which you can be a part of. Links down below in the description, and we'll put a tree in the ground on your behalf. But also, I'll make a sign like one of these that go with the tree, and it could be your name or it could be in memory of a loved one. That's what we're doing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. So please, if you did, share it! Remember, the word of today is Bob the Builder. Ta-ta! Bob the Builder. He'll fix it.